So the emotional body works through metaphor. That's the language of the emotional body. It doesn't work through understanding and analysis and all of that. It works through metaphor. And so when I want to work with my emotional body directly, a good way of doing that is calling it the child. There is no inner child unless I'm pregnant. The inner child is the emotional body. And we call it the child because if I want to have a healthy relationship with my emotional body, the model for that is how a parent has a healthy relationship with a child. When we're being upset by somebody, we get the information, I'm feeling sad. We feel it in the physical body because that's where our awareness is when we start this emotional work. It's in a physical place. But really the truth of the matter is it's the child that's sad. It's not the adult. When I'm getting upset, what's actually happening is I'm feeling what's going on with my heart, with the child in me. Whether I respond or react to that is going to determine whether that continues or whether I transform that. So knowing how to work with my heart and learning, because it's something I have to learn how to do. No one has taught me how to do that. The example set for me of how to work with a child was set by my parents. And they followed the example set for them by their parents, who followed the example set for them by their parents. And as we go further back, it gets darker and darker. And there's less awareness of really how to do this. So it begins with my relationship with my own heart. So if I am feeling fear, how am I going to respond to that in myself? Am I going to try and stop it? Don't be afraid. Nothing to be afraid about. Am I going to try and cover it up? Am I going to distract myself from it? Or am I going to be with it? So I compassionately embrace my innocence. It's really just about being with the heart in the state that it's in. It's the same with a child that comes forward that is afraid. And I just say to the child, I know you're afraid. It's quite all right to be afraid. Whatever happened to you frightened you, so you're afraid. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. And I will be with you through it. I'm not going to make you feel something else. I'm not going to judge what you're feeling. And when I'm with the child in that way, the child will go through its fear. It'll pass. It'll feel comforted by my presence. The fear will pass and it will go back out and play. But if I say, don't be afraid, now it has to create an inauthentic behavior to cover up what it's really feeling. It has to create an act. Every time it's afraid, it's now going to create an act. And then it goes into reactive behavior. So it's very important to teach the child, the heart, to be the parent to the heart, because the heart center is the causal point of our experience and it follows our example all the time. The heart, or the child within us, as we can call it, sees us, the adult, as the parent now. It doesn't see us as part of itself. It sees us as the parent, and it watches our behavior towards it and towards the world around us. So if I say no when I mean yes and yes when I mean no, do you think my heart is going to trust me when I say, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of you? If I can't stand up for myself and reach out for the things in the world that I'm wanting, do you think it's going to believe in me and listen to me? So the way I behave to others in the world, but more specifically the way I behave towards my own self with whatever I'm going through, is going to determine what my heart thinks is the right way of going about things. So if I have no compassion to myself, because my heart center is the causal point of my experience, I will manifest experiences in my life that are not compassionate, full of interference. Because the heart is the creator. The child is made in the image of God. That means the heart is the creative center of our experience. All children learn by example. In every moment, when I'm sick, when I'm not feeling well, what do? Do I drive myself? Do I not allow myself to rest? What is the example I'm setting for myself here? So my behavior towards myself is going to set up my heart's idea of the type of world it's going to manifest for me to be in. It's the creator.